heard the sound, it was bittersweet. Voices calling out from an aching heart, getting so much closer by staying apart, singing a song of hope and love that you heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. The streets are empty, but the sky is clear. You want somebody and can't have them near, taking shelter where you can when the world is at stake. Alone together, trying hard not to break, singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. A song for the lonely, the tired and the weary. A song for the broken, the mighty. Can you hear me? Get beyond our pride and greed, share everything that we need. We won't be ignored. We will be restored. Singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. 'Cause love is the word, and hope is the song.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
You take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, cause it's showtime!
Welcome to the morning show with the Brew Crew. What do you call today? Tap Tuesday? What is it?
Tasting Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Tackle Tuesday. We could tackle Tuesday.
Tackle Tuesday or taco?
Taco.
I thought
We did that
tackle.
last week.
Whoop, Tackle Tuesday.
Tackle, like fishing.
Oh, I like Tackle Tuesday.
Let's tackle Tuesday.
Who can I tackle?
Slick. Okay, pick one.
Wow.
Tackle Tuesday. Yeah, we did Taco Tuesday last week. Let's do Tackle Tuesday.
She wants to tackle people.
Figure it out.
She's funny.
Good morning to you. So we have a whole new setup here in the Aurora room. So you get to see the whole crew. And we don't have the roving camera anymore. We've now upgraded to a few
Watch
extra
this.
cameras.
Watch this. Are you ready for this? Watch this.
The wave of my wand.
Waiting for him. Watch it. Ah!
There you go.
Look at that.
Look at that.
This is the and I'm gonna tell you, there's room for up to another camera.
I have to thank you
You're welcome. Why? What I do?
because I have ideas and you bring them to fruition. Even though my ideas in my head, I'm content with the quirkiness of what I do, but you don't like the quirkiness of my ideas, so you take my ideas and you just make them work. So thank you, Willy Wonka, for that.
Well, that piece of equipment that I still haven't paid for, I owe my son, but that piece of equipment will allow us to see the three windows. It is recording the three windows at the same time. So that when you edit, all three pieces are stacked up to one another real time. And you can cut out the pieces you want, which is really cool. You know how you always have to lay 3 tracks
Yeah.
to do that? Well, this does it automatically. You can even edit on this machine live.
Exactly, huh?
I don't
All I'm saying is, welcome to the 21st century.
I'm not sure what the difference is. I guess because this
21st
allowed us
century?
to put the camera in instead of the other two, with the other two? Or could we have used that camera in the whole time?
You can, but you can only use 2 cameras on that thing.
So now we can have
4.
4. Gotcha.
And if we upgrade the vMix, we could do 8.
Is it like a switcher?
Grab a mic.
That is a switcher.
Slick. Okay, come
That's
grab a
a
mic.
switcher.
That's the switcher.
But it's funny because Dawn was upset with the batteries, which we're going to have to get.
I'm
some
going to do
batteries.
that. We're going to take care of that today also because today is Prime Day.
Today's the last day of Prime Day.
So got lots. As I think of things, I write it down on my list of to-dos of what to buy. And now I'm going to add batteries. My grocery, my list is
And a
growing.
charger.
Batteries and a charger.
Watson batteries.
And I also want to get some cafe mouse pads. Because the fact that we use pads of paper
As pads.
Mouse pad?
as a studio for computer work, again, is not so very...
Not conducive to.
It's more Mickey Mouse. It's not conducive to growing a
went from
multi-million dollar
kindergarten to
empire.
first grade?
We're growing. We're not, Mickey Mouse no longer. I love you, Mickey Mouse, but we need to grow this empire to a whole Disney empire. So yes, we're going to start with the basics and work our way up as mouse pads. I bet RK can help find us some of those as well. He seems very resilient.
He's upset with me.
You didn't like the coffee?
No, because I called him Dylan.
I know.
And he
It's-
says,
so weird. After I'm not going by my alias.
do they call you RK anywhere else?
No, just that's my studio name. You know?
That's where it all started. It's where it all
It's an
began.
origin story,
The Roach
dude.
Killer.
I was told not to introduce Valerie as Cracker Barrel, but I'm so used because they said that they think that you get insulted. I said she doesn't get insulted.
No.
I'm supposed to not introduce you as Cracker Barrel.
I gotta tell you, my tripping and my lack of coordination has grown.
No, the way
Go
I
for it.
feel about the name Cracker Barrel is if you knew me back in like high school, it would make more sense.
And it makes sense now.
Is it because you worked at Cracker Barrel? Is that the shit?
No, it's because I felt a lot.
But how does that correlate to Cracker Barrel though?
Well, like my ankle, when I turn my ankles a certain way, they crack.
You ever
My knee
sat?
cracks.
You ever gone to Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
And you see the wheelchairs in the porch? Do you know
Yes.
why they do that?
For the
Because
elderly,
they know
right?
Dawn's coming and they're afraid she may fall inside the store.
Good morning.
Good morning. She may fall inside the store. So they Cracker Barrel.
We should totally send you out on a remote over to Cracker Barrel
It's funny. I live across the street from one and have yet to be there.
on a porch.
Wait, do you live in Tivoli?
Huh?
Do you live in Tivoli?
Yes.
Oh, same.
Do you too?
Yeah.
Wow,
We're
you-
early neighbors. We don't
You guys
even
are
know.
neighbors?
I lived there too. I lived there too. I lived there too.
Same. Same.
You live there too, Slim?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Same. Tivoli
That's
gang.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You guys are neighbors now. That's so cool. Maybe
So-
you're like really neighbors. You got to share neighborly information of buildings and stuff.
I don't know. We'll talk later.
So I have the question of the day. Okay, I heard this on another show this morning, and I said, that's a good subject matter. So if you were going to quit your job, right, in your present job, you were going to quit your job, would you do it distinctly or would you do it conservatively? In other words, would you leave a message Like all the panties in a knot? I was thinking about this.
Tie your panties in a knot.
Tie your panties in a knot. You ever heard that
That
saying?
is a saying.
Yeah, would you tie in a knot and walk out the door?
No, because the way my dad always said, never leave a job unhappy. Like, always leave it peacefully because you don't know if you'll ever fall back on it.
True.
And mentally, I'm like, screw this. I leave it. I'm never going back. So there's things and that I would like to say or do, but no, I probably.
So you would leave it conservative.
Probably.
You wouldn't tie all the panties in a.
Always walk in grace. You never know. You never know.
That's what he has said. Because he's like, you never know. 10 years from now, you might, not love what you're doing, so you have to go back to something.
True that.
So.
How about you?
It depends on the job for me.
Well, you're leaving, so the job is all I gotta
Well,
go.
Exactly. It's because I guess you would say you have a moral obligation to do the right thing. If you're working at Aldi and you're quitting, make sure you don't just throw cans in the whatever aisle. Put it back where it goes. But with my experience with that place, I got screwed bad.
So how did you leave?
So my last 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, I did the job, but I did it poorly.
But this is the deal. What'd you do?
I would leave the meat
You
in the
what?
freezer section.
You what?
The meat, I would take the meat and I would leave it in the freezer section. So then it would freeze and they'd have to toss it because you can't put it back in the freezer section.
You can't thaw meat and then put it back in
I'm
the freezer.
maniacal.
He's
Oh,
like,
this
that's
is at a restaurant.
This was
No, this was at the grocery store.
Yeah, grocery store I worked at.
So you took the throw it out meat and put it in the freezer, so they had to throw it out.
Yeah, because
That's what I'm talking about.
Bless you.
God.
And for fair notice, I went like this so that way
I know the
hears
pic-
everyone's ears.
I know that the whole frame is gone.
She moved the microphone and covered her nose. It was like, whoop.
I know. So that's what I'm talking about. Diabolical. You do anything else?
Nothing comes to mind, but I'm inclined to believe so. That's the worst.
How about you, Slick?
Oh, me? I always leave, I'll say, kind of extra dramatic because, if I am not liking the job, and I think I've been to, 3 jobs, and I have to leave the same way. So either I give them a 2 weeks notice or a week's notice.
So you wouldn't do anything?
No, I mean, I wouldn't ruin their store, though. I'll just let them know how I
Not
feel.
ruin their store, just do something to let them know you're here, like the meat.
Oh, nah. I can't do that. Nah.
Would you?
Of course. When I was at Frank's Army and Navy, and this is, you gotta go, we're cutting you loose in 7 days. Every day I went to the sneaker rack and I changed the sneakers.
Well, let me ask you about that. When people give notice or they tell you you're going to leave, is it better to really give the 2 weeks, or is it like, you know what, you can go now? Because if you know they're leaving in 2 weeks,
Sometimes
you never
don't
know
have a
whether they
choice.
could do something diabolical. So are you better just to say,
Who's
been nice
leaving?
knowing you, you got to
Well,
go?
the concept of the 2 weeks is so that the establishment, your employer, can find someone to replace you. That's the whole concept behind it. If everyone just quit, no 2 weeks notice, all these places would be understaffed.
Yeah.
No, what happened was, if they tell you to leave is one thing, and I was falsely accused, is why I got upset. The gangs used to run 3rd Avenue, and I was 12, right? So they told me, they called me. I was
I think
12.
that's child labor laws.
No, I love Frank's Army. They had a great time. So somebody called me and said, "Yo, don't go to work today." And I said, "Why?" He says, "I'm telling you, don't go to work today. Don't ask me why." He hangs up the phone. So I didn't go to work, and the store was robbed that day.
Oh.
So when I came in the next day with 5,000 cops all looking to talk to the 12-year-old, I said, "I don't know nothing." I knew who stole the store, and they caught him on top of everything else. Stupid idiot. And they got mad, so they had to clean house. And the guy came over. I'll never forget this. Billy came over. He says to me, "I know you had nothing to do with this, but my dad is up a tree, so I'm gonna have to let you loose." And I got really upset because I was a good salesman at 12 years of age, and I had nothing to do with that.
Your stories always break my
But
heart.
it's true. So I went to all the sneakers. I put the Keds with the Converse in the boxes. I changed all the sizes, everything.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So if you wanted a size 6, you don't know what you were getting. So they caught me. They caught me doing it. I says, "What are you doing?" I says, "I am treating you the way you treated me." And he said to me, "You know, you're right."
Wow, you were 12 and did that?
And then I said, "I'm leaving." And I was going out the door. He says, "Can you put all the sneakers back? I noticed what you did." And I said, "No," and I walk out the door.
I had a former partner who once told me, "Don't get your panties in a 9." Now you got me thinking about that. And
Pink should do
I got
a shirt like
that would be a good branding, by the way.
Don't get your panties in a knot.
That would be.
And I repeated
Let's
that to
make
you,
it,
and you're
and you
like,
walk in
"She
with it."
said that to you?" I'm like, "Yep." She told me, "Don't get your panties in a knot," and she was like, "Rah, remember that?" Yeah, that.
Barely.
Barely. Yeah, right.
Got no time for that nonsense.
So I was talking to our first board op yesterday. Her name is Carol. We call her. You named her Connecticut. She was a great board op. I
Her
told
name
her.
is Carol?
Yes, with an E. And for some reason, you call her Connecticut.
Because she came from Connecticut.
So she was a great board op, and just like at NN, with the glass, but we would talk to her through the glass, and we were in the radio room. She was a great third conversation.
She has
'cause
16
it was only
personalities.
audio, obviously.
So she was board app at NN. Not
At iHeart.
At iHeart, because we started up at iHeart in West Palm Beach. Strictly radio. And she was a great board op, so I said 5 years show that could. She said, "You know what? They all took bets that you guys would never make it."
And here we are still.
She's like, "And look, and here you are now." So I told her we'd love to see her.
And it's funny because when we started, they used to give the board operators an opportunity to start. She was brand new. So the very first show I did at iHeart, she couldn't get the show up. She couldn't get it going. So I was running around. Me and Les were running around looking for somebody to help, a board operator to help Connecticut. So I left a girl, I can't remember her name, brand new in the business. She was new. And she stayed there with Connecticut, the mics go on. She says, "Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Help! Somebody help!" So all you hear is iHeart running in there. They thought there was somebody was killing her. "Help! I don't know what to do. Where are these guys?" And we came in, and
That's
everybody
hilarious.
thought it was set up that way.
It was hilarious.
And it wasn't set up. We were looking
You
for
started
somebody else.
February 1st. I met you in May. I was the 12th.
How do you know I started? I don't even know
You
that.
started February 1st that year.
How do you know that?
Because I know. By May, the first week in May, I was their 12th broad. That's how many they had gone through from February to May of the same year.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
I went through a lot of broads.
his co-host was a little inappropriate, shall we say.
He was a madman. He used to go to Walmart with a newspaper and go to the bathroom to do his business. So he used to take all his clothes off. Remember this story?
Yes.
And he used to read the
He
paper.
was funny as heck, though.
He was funny. He's in the Walmart can reading the newspaper. He takes off all his clothes,
And what happens?
and there's a fire alarm. He can't get his clothes on fast enough. He's running out with like one leg, one arm. "Help me, Lord, help me, help me." He's running down. The newspapers are flying everywhere. Oh, and he said that story. I was dying.
We were dying. He was funny.
He was
Inappropriate, but yet
hilarious.
funny.
If he would keep his mouth shut and his mind straight, things would have been good.
Adrian says in the UK, the saying is getting your knickers in a twist.
Knickers.
Panties in a knot or
First of
knickers
all,
in a twist.
we
Can we
eat
hashtag
knickers.
that today?
No.
We can't say that. We like knickers here.
But it's a knicker.
Snickers.
A knicker is your panties. Your
A
underwear.
knicker?
A knicker.
What the freak is a knicker?
Your knicker. So you're like shorts.
That
Knickers.
sounds ugly. Knicker.
No, that sounds very
No, knicker.
knicker.
K-N-I-C-K-E-R. Your knickers.
Nickel.
Don't get your knickers in a twist.
Like a nickel.
No, like they're shorts. They're like boy shorts, like underwear boy shorts.
Like the
Knickers.
New York Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks are underwear. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thank you, RK. We're explaining to a Puerto Rican what a knicker is.
You have to use New
And a
York
Puerto
Knicks.
Rican whose English doesn't, and you're going to go to a whole nother level of stuff.
Hey, I come to America. I ain't in the Heights, and I'm gonna tell you that thing in the Heights.
I'm talking about my people.
Done with that movie. Done with that.
Talking about
And then
my
this
people.
guy, he's saying that's his people because
Yeah,
he's
it is
from
my
Haiti.
people. Yeah.
So Haiti and the Dominican Republic, they share
Potato,
they
potato.
share a
Yeah.
line.
hmm
That is true.
But in
Yeah.
history, if you look it up,
No,
Haitians ate Dominicans.
I don't know what history book you read that out
Oh,
of.
we heard some stories yesterday
Yeah.
on.
It's true.
Now,
Look
remember
it
the
up.
other stories they told us about eating children?
But
Every people tell you things and you know they're not real. But
Sometimes.
but they're serious.
You
They
don't know
do.
if they're not real. You want them not to be real.
Well,
You know, I grew up with that. My brother does it. My mother does
but
it.
how do you keep a straight face
I
when
don't
someone
know.
gives you this story? I bite my lip. I squeezed my hand, and at one point yesterday, I think I just burst out laughing because I couldn't help it anymore.
Why?
Why? You keep
Yeah.
a straight face.
Of course, it's a good conversation. So, what flavor did you like? You know, the potato famine in Ireland was a big deal. You know about the potato famine? You know about the potato famine?
Yes.
The famine in Ireland?
No.
So did you go to school? You don't know that either?
Yeah.
At least, okay, you know?
Yes.
The Great Potato
At
Famine.
least he's educated. So they used to make potatoes, everything, soups, everything, because it was the only thing they could eat. So there was a rumor that children would be eaten for the meat on the plate of the potatoes.
I feel like it's a child catcher in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
And people tell us that children are missing because we have to feed the aliens. There's all sorts of good stuff going on.
Have you ever looked at kids' movies and they're always like scary, like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Not really a kids' movie, but yet a kids' movie. I heard Cruella de Vil is not even really a kids' movie. Anyone see it?
It's not.
It's an origin story.
It's horrible.
I haven't seen it.
It's a
Why?
horrible-
Why? Emma Stone is an amazing
That
actress.
chick should be forgettable.
The new Cruella, they said, is not a kids' movie.
Well, I feel like all of the real life Disney movies are not super kid friendly for that reason. Like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella.
Ladies' lingerie. Yes, knickers, ladies' lingerie. Yes, Cinderella. Then you have to think about it. I never realized Cruella was actually cruel.
What do you think
Ella.
is Cruella?
It's Cruel Devil.
That's
Cruella
why
de Vil.
That's what they
Black
tell
and
me.
white.
So I never actually put all those pieces together. There's no way kids put it together. Cruella. Like Cinderella, because she cleans the cinders. Took me a while to figure
Like
that
the
one
word
out.
you said
that
to
one.
him.
That's new to me.
She cleans the ashes from the cinder fireplace.
Who?
Cinderella. She
That's-
cleans the cinders. So
Sounded
when I'm
like
on
her
the
name.
floor cleaning all the stuff, I'm like Cinderella because I'm cleaning the
I'm
cinders.
gonna get your fire. You know what? I got ashes in my fire.
Oh, my mother has an electric one. Don't worry about it. We can get
You got
that.
ashes in your fireplace?
I got ashes. Your mother has an electric fireplace?
Yeah, do you want that too?
Does she use it?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I want it.
I gotta take you. know what? Thursday when we go on a field trip, I should take you to my parents' house. You guys, we can do a field trip of excavation at their house.
Fireplace is chestnuts roasted.
They've got a fireplace. They've got a Mickey room, and as
we'll
you
be down there.
leave, yeah, we'll be down there. And as you leave, like the stores in
Everybody
Disney
grab
World,
something.
my dad said, "Does anyone want anything?" And as you walk out the garage
Who
and
says
playroom,
that?
my father, would anyone like anything? Before
How
you
big is the
leave?"
fireplace?
It would fit in my car.
It's going. I'm gonna put it right in this.
It would
door.
look nice over there, actually.
Let's go.
And so Aaron's girlfriend says, "Well, I like that." He goes, "Okay, it's yours. Anyone else want anything?" It's like walking out of a Disney World ride and you're in the little store.
my mother's,
walk
my mother used to be that. I used to give
Maybe
my
I'll
mother
take you
money.
guys over there on
I
Thursday.
used to give my mother money, and she used to give it to her sisters right in front of me. She says, "Thank you, Freddie," and give it to her sisters. "Mom, what are you doing?" She says, "Well, I gotta pay it forward." I says, "Mom, but I gave it to you." "Yeah, and I gave it to her. Thank you." And she's everybody's thanking me. I says, "Well, I could have gave her the money, Mom, so I had to give her another 20. She gave it to another sister.
Oh my God, you're just like Geo right now.
I said, "What is going
Right?
on here?"
It's like a Geo thing.
Why?
Cause it was like watching Geo right there. I know. It's like your
Gio
inner
invited
Geo.
me Friday. You guys want to go see a space rocket take off
Sure.
up at NASA?
Field trip.
But it's at 2:30. We have to go up there early because field trip to NASA.
We leave Friday morning.
Are you serious? Because I'll tell them the crew wants to go.
We got Ken though.
Who's Ken?
I just realized,
The
like, yeah,
love
we should
show.
go. We can cancel the morning show, move Wayne to another day. Like, we can go, but we
The
got
love
Tell
show.
Ken to do it at NASA.
but we got
Maybe
Kenny
get on
Love
the
coming in.
spaceship
That's
and
the,
go.
that's the
Yeah, we
only.
got
Ken,
love
if you're
show.
watching, we want to go to NASA, Ken.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
I've never seen
The
one.
love show from space, right?
Don't say that because I
Out
know
of
5 or
space.
6.
I don't get many
I got
Out of
some
space
hosts that are
love.
already there. Mhm.
So things are opening up. There's parties and cocktail parties, and people are going all out now back to networking events.
Now, there's one thing I have to bring up. One piece of bad news.
Okay.
The people, there's a new virus variant
Yes.
that's out. And they don't want to use this as a scare tactic, but they have the evidence that shows places where people have not gotten the shot that the variant
They
is
said
doing.
low vaccination locations have the higher incidence of the
We're
variant.
212%. So I'm asking, I know that the world can't ask, but I'm asking if you see it in your heart, including my son who doesn't want to take it either. I didn't know that one of the interns, I'm not going to use his name, came back. He lost his granddad.
Oh, really?
The virus.
But I think you have to be, and you would know better, there's a certain amount of window of having the virus before you can get the vaccine.
That's a different animal. I'm talking about if you haven't had it.
But as far as that other situation, your son's family had it.
Yes, accusing, he's saying that his wife had it. That doesn't mean he had it.
Oh, he didn't know.
Uh,
You can check for antibodies.
uh.
Well, you can still get the vaccine without, even if you were in that sweet spot where you're immune, you can still get the vaccine.
I know someone that got 2 vaccines. They got the J&J and they got the Moderna.
Wait, why
That's
did
a
you
lot.
Because they did the J&J trial and they didn't have antibodies.
Yeah, because they probably didn't, if there was a trial, they probably didn't get it.
So then they went back and they got the Moderna.
This is a walking vaccine at that point.
I know a lot of
Listen,
stuff.
there is no right, wrong, or indifferent, but if you concede in your heart to change your mind, I know that some people are definitely afraid of it. There are people that were afraid of the polio shot too. This is a little bit different because apparently this is more contagious. So that being said, other than that, things are opening.
Or you can wear your mask if you so inclined. There are times when we're in here that other people come in that I put my mask on because I don't know who's what. When I go out in the stores, I still wear my mask.
I
Sometimes
go
it
to
gives me a
Walmart.
sense of comfort.
Walmart, I put on
It
a
just-
mask.
Do you wear one a pink?
Yep.
Does everyone, or is it by choice?
So for associates, we're still obligated to wear the mask. However, the customers are not. The mall has lifted its restrictions to where if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear it. Stores are on their own terms. So yes, there are people floating in and out of stores without a mask on. I personally still wear it everywhere. I wear it to Publix, gas station, everywhere.
But you have free choice.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that we're not allowed to ask people to put on a mask. But also, you're not allowed to question when somebody has a mask on.
Right.
And I want people to understand it because I heard that
I
my
get
boy over
questioned.
here got
Yeah,
questioned.
I got questioned a lot. Yeah.
I didn't appreciate. Yes. Well, whatever. But I didn't appreciate them
What they
questioning
question you?
why you wearing a mask.
Here,
Yeah.
And what was your response?
I was like, because I can wear it.
Because he
Because I
can't.
want to, exactly.
Because I can.
Right.
But it's as illegal to ask the question as it is for us to ask the question.
Definitely.
it's
So
also
let's
the
be
same
cool
thing
about
as far
that.
as if you've been vaccinated or not.
That's right. You can't ask.
We can't ask.
The airline industry. Did you see the latest? You know, I wrote in to American Airlines, who's having all sorts of problems. They are canceling 200 flights a day
Because there's no staff. And the
because
lines
nobody
are
wants to
long.
work. And they got rid of everybody.
Well,
And nobody wants to come back.
and now the planes are all up and running, and now they don't have anyone to staff the planes or the security lines. I know, it's
And
crazy.
the planes can't be
TSA
maintained.
too?
TSA too.
my
They didn't have enough people. It went from 2,800 flights a day to 6,000 as of yesterday. So they had to cancel all these flights, right? So they're asking for there to be an air marshal. You know how the steward or the stewardess, I don't know if that's the appropriate name.
attendant.
Whatever. To me, as a stewardess, it will always be a stewardess.
Was that disclaimer slip?
She goes,
Yes, right?
what's wrong with the word stewardess?
I don't even know what that word means.
It's a flight attendant from 1970.
Why can't you just say flight attendant?
Because I like stewardess. Why can't you say stewardess? Oh, the disclaimer. That's another thing. My attorney says you can't do that. That is
feel like we can.
unconstitutional.
I bet
Anyway,
it is.
the flight person, when they go like this to the windows, they want the air marshal to come up and say, ladies and gentlemen, you are on this plane under federal guidelines. You must wear a mask. If you
That's
don't,
what people are fighting about.
if you don't want to wear a mask, please get off the plane. If you don't want to wear a mask and you become abusive or hit anybody, I will arrest you and hold up like 12 things of handcuffs. I will arrest you.
Or you can
You
hold up your
understand that?
panties in a knot.
Yeah, or your knickers in a knot.
Handcuffs or your knickers in a knot.
Knickers in a knot.
And you know
Like that would
what?
have been your choice over the weekend.
I would say
Handcuffs
knickers.
or knickers in a knot.
Knickers in a knot for me, officer.
And we're going to tie that knicker with you still in them.
Me? Oh, hard pass. Knickers in a knot. Who's
So
knickers?
I think that is a great idea, and they're cutting booze. No more booze on the plane.
What?
No more booze on the plane.
I tell you, if you want to fly now, it's because you really want to go somewhere.
I don't want to fly. I didn't want to fly to begin with.
I've only ever been on a plane twice in my life, and I'm pretty good not being on one. for a while.
So your honeymoon's going to be local.
I don't know. I haven't gotten over it yet.
You'll probably take a 24-hour flight to Russia or something.
Why would I go
Where do you
to
want to go on your
Russia?
honeymoon? Any ideas?
Hawaii. 21 hours,
We
Hawaii.
even talked about like waiting a year, just like waiting a year to go on a honeymoon just so we could take a longer trip.
You should forget about the big wedding and just do the honeymoon. Do a dinner with all friends. Pay your way. And then take the money you make and go on a
We
honeymoon.
should have your wedding here.
No. No, it's her
We'll live
dream.
stream it.
We'll live stream your wedding.
Oh my God.
That'd be cool.
Free content.
Let's hold your wedding at Meisner Park.
No, it's okay.
What?
It's beautiful. That'd be beautiful venue.
So one of the first questions you ever asked me when I was at iHeart with you,
Oh my God. What'd I say?
if you see a situation but it doesn't involve you, it was actually if you see your best friend's significant other with somebody else of the opposite sex, do you tell them? So if
Do
you're
you tell
involved,
the person?
right? So if you're involved in a situation, and it may not be a good situation, do you share that story or do you say it's not my story to tell?
So if I see my boy with another woman, do I tell?
Or do you see your boy in trouble with the law? Do you share the story or do you keep it close
Two
to the
different
vest?
animals.
Why?
Because it's two different animals.
Why is it your,
One goes legal, the other doesn't.
but what if it's not your story to tell?
Yeah, cause I would say it was not my story to tell.
Because
unless
that one, not my story to tell. It is your story to tell.
Why?
Because you have to provide the integrity to the house
What's the fine
No,
line
but I'm
between
the sec-
gossip and keeping your story not to tell?
because of his age, because of the abuse, because it's like you guys
It's
are
a
young.
rhetorical question, by the
No,
way.
I know
Yeah.
that, but I know why you're saying it. You guys are young, and when they pull you over, the proper way of addressing a police officer is you keep your hands on the steering wheel and you look that way. You ain't got to eyeball the cop.
Right.
You just got to hand the paperwork over and be cool. That's all you got to do. This ain't about right, wrong, or indifferent. Be cool. So that is the question that you're alluding to. The other
No,
one I
it's
like
just-
better.
Slick, what do you think?
I would think, being that I'm the secondary source, I was in the person if my buddy would get into trouble with the law, I'm the secondary source, so I will only see it from my perspective. The only person's perspective, that should actually tell that story is that person that got, in that situation in the first place.
What if they are impaired and their story isn't it's
The
their-
best,
Yeah.
I would say that means I become the primary source then.
What happens when you start getting I don't knows out of the story?
Just 'cause
That
they were
means
impaired?
because he was impaired. Then.
But that's the problem.
Then
is
that
there
leaves
too
me.
many I don't knows in this story. So forget about right, wrong, and indifferent. The question here is number one, was there an arrest? Number two, number three, and number four. But it all has to do with the practicality of the law.
But on the other side, if they were that impaired, they shouldn't have been driving anyway.
But on the other
so-
side, that isn't even a conversation anymore.
That's a story.
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
That's a situation.
Yeah, but it's a big situation. And my stink was that nobody called me.
All I know is
All I know is
Nobody
pick up
called
the
I
you.
didn't
dad.
call you.
Thursday.
I didn't call you. But,
You call him for everything.
True, but I
You
felt
send
like
him
that's.
I
out.
get
Faces
texts
all
from
day.
you 11 o'clock at night, which is kind of freaky.
Because
But
I
you don't
kinda
call me
like-
on this. Forget about it. Just don't say nothing. There's no excuse.
We were just having that talk that week about the situation. So
What's
it's kind of like,
up? Let me see. Putin's first name is Vladimir. There you go. I got it.
I got you, Slick.
No, don't pamper him. You
But
ain't
I
got
knew
him.
something was up yesterday. I even texted you last night asking you if you were
You want to
okay.
see? You want to see the way Slick was yesterday? Head down like this. He didn't say two words.
Nothing.
No, two words.
You didn't talk to Slick yesterday, right?
No,
He stayed
not
back
really.
here the
You ain't
whole
he-
time.
I asked him Slick, and he says, "I'm doing something." When has he ever told me?
He's got a lot of stuff in his plate right now.
what is it? The render for Katrina's piece is done. So.
He's got Katrina, he's got Dignity,
Dignity Friday.
and you've got all that cataloging stuff you're doing.
Cataloging place. I got to get my logo out.
And apparently you're going to go to Amy's house?
Apparently, but she hasn't told me a date, so
You have the key?
that's on the back burner.
It's
Probably.
I think we should go and see what came in and change the art.
We
He
should.
did. Just change out the feng shui.
I have a new artist coming Saturday.
Saturday. What are you coming in here Saturday? Cool.
So
Sounds good to me. We got Slick Speaks coming today.
Most definitely.
Maybe we'll be airing it tonight.
Yes. And arcade's
okay,
gonna be-
hold on, hold it. Grind my wheels Tuesday. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, you did a nice job of putting together a show with Taylor. And you gave me a minute and a half of music. on the radio, it's a no.
She knew that, and she told me
knew
she
that. She cut
edited
it out.
out.
No.
said she edited it out.
No.
I guess she must have sent you the
No. It was her brother throwing stuff around.
Yeah.
But she said she took it out. But she
Yeah, she
didn't.
took it out.
I'm going to
I know, I'm
repeat.
just telling you, she thinks she took it out. She must have sent you the old copy.
Because I gave it back to her. I gave it back to her. She was taking that out.
Now, didn't we talk about 3 pair of eyes that you made fun of me when I said to you, Slick, that would be 6 eyes?
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
But remember we talked about that, right?
That was Friday, yes.
Yes? So I was right again.
I think so.
I don't want to be
Oh,
right.
yes, that was Friday.
Thank you. And you weren't here. That's the problem.
I was here Friday.
No, you weren't here yesterday to check out the videos.
Correct. I have a
So
job.
today's content coming out
Yes.
is Jay's actually coming in at 11:30 to do
To
a
meet
live
you.
show also.
Jay's
So
coming to
he's
meet
got
you.
an interview today. He's going to be doing a live show that's going to be going out.
That's
You're
a
going to be
different
doing
animal.
Slick Speaks. We got some things.
Who has a show today?
Slick.
Slick,
And we
okay.
need to talk to RK about his.
When is your show?
I have ideas. I don't know what I want to do.
He has
but I have
ideas from the shower.
I need
when
a
he's
show for
moist.
tonight at 7.
I've got ideas.
Did you have mine yesterday?
I'm sorry.
He played it last
Oh, you
night.
played it
I used Taylor's. I used yours. And I used yours. I used 3 last night
Sinatra.
because it was a change in schedules. That won't happen again, but I used 3.
So tonight we've got either Slick or we can put.
I can use. I don't care. I just
Or Jay.
want a 27 clean, not this. Are we on the air?
Are we on
I don't
the
want
air?
that.
Are we? We're on. We're
Want it
live
nice
right
and
now.
clean.
We're live right now.
We are rocking and rolling. There's still a piece of cake left in the fridge for you guys to split to enjoy our anniversary cake.
yeah,
A
you
little
can
bit of
taste.
that with Danielle Bull. Did you see her advertising the clothing company on Instagram yesterday?
I did not.
I forgot the name of the company that made her Panda Bear shirt, and Lady B in all her glory starts doing her.
That's the other thing I want to work on is the merch store. All these wonderful ideas are slipping through the fingers, like the pink tie and knot.
Actually, I'm gonna maybe our merch store can get us mouse pads.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's
Not
check
a
that
problem.
out. Let's talk to him. Things to do. All right, have a great morning, everyone. We hope you like our little behind the scenes that we set up now in the Aurora room. Tune in to Slick Speaks coming to you at 10:30, and then we've got the colored pencil artist. He's interviewing, I think, a musician today at 11:30 with Jay Harmon Art. RK, more to come.
I also heard that these shows don't work if we don't hear from you. So writing in is nice. Calling in is even nicer. We'd like to hear your voice. I think all the shows across the board, if we can start generating some interest when people call in. Listen, if you're watching, you might as well call in. Ain't nobody gonna know it's you.
We got to keep the phone number on there, 888-994-4995. Have a tackle-free Tuesday, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the morning show. As I go now to fill my mug, which is completely empty, I'm coffee out.
Your cup runneth over.
No,
Have
company dry.
a great morning, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. Tune in for all of our other morning shows coming from Ant Media Productions, and then our afternoon show at 12 o'clock.
And always join us for more fun and laughs, because you know your day starts when you smile.
Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.